Hello and welcome. So I'm going to take a look at the Times Cryptic Quintagram. This has been published on Friday the 3rd of October 2025. As ever, we have 5 cryptic clues and we have the letters down here which go in there. I just keep glancing and seeing chicks and parrots and crows and things in Turkey in the first one. I've kind of looked at them now, but I haven't really looked at the clues in general. So there's obviously a theme of birds in there, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the answers are going to be there. The theme ones tend to be a little bit harder, I think, maybe, because they're forced to get somewhere. Anyway, you can pause the video now and have a look at those. I haven't properly looked at them. I'm going to reset the timer and crack on. Turkey originally fed lots of protein. Turkey is a country. Tate? No. Protein. Lots of protein. Don't know. Snake facing extremely smart crow. Asp. Crow is to boast. Boa. Yep. Parrot on material dug from bog. Is bog going to be a peat bog or is it going to be a toilet bog? Parrot is to ape, to copy. Peat. Parrot. Parrot on material. So let's just put it after. I'm going to put ape there. Material is a mat. Mat ape? Don't know. Can't be material, can it? Weakest swift. Swift is the bird then. Bearing winter without cover. Without cover, winter I assume is an INTE, which I've got down here. Bearing would suggest, is that putting it inside or outside? Swift is fast. Fast INTE. Weakest. Okay, so I've got an EST there, haven't I? EST. Weakest. So if that's INTE, faintest, yeah, okay, it is fast with INT in it now. Faintest, there we go. Poor swan, is that an anagram? By river, we've got 9 letters. Poor, no, swan by river finally has chicks. Got an R and an S for river S. Chicks are poor swan, but you can't, poor swan, can't be swan, can't be an anagram. Swan is a drake. Pen has chicks. Penurious or something. Where's this going? Turkey originally fed. I think that's F for fed. Turkey feast. Lots of protein. Let's put the F there. I'm not convinced about that. But poor swan by river finally has chicks. So there's no anagram indicator. If poor swan looks like it ought to be the anagram, but then there's no indicator. Finally has is an S. I think. I would think there's no reason to put a fine. Yeah, if it was just R for river, this would be enough, wouldn't it? So let's put RS there. Chicks are who knows? Poor. I see this is going to be poor. I think a swan is a pen, so maybe it's actually a specific river. Penniless, that is. I think, but I don't quite know why. Nile. The Nile with chicks. Has chicks is the SS, okay. What's this? Material. And Turkey's a flop, I think, which means that is tree ape. Doesn't work, does it? Rat ape. Have I got that right? Turkey's a flop. Oh gosh, just take them out. Didn't realise that would happen. Oh, just an anagram of each of those, isn't it? Acrostic, sorry. So yeah. Parrot on material from bog is peat, isn't it? But why is that peat? Repeat. Okay, yes, repeat is to parrot. There we are. Boom. Right, okay. Wow, that was a little bit tough, but good fun in the end, he said, because he only took 4 minutes and got it without checking. Right, let's go through the clues. Well, a turkey is a flop, particularly in terms of films that go badly. Originally, as your acrostic indicated, that it simply fed lots of protein. And actually, yeah, I couldn't think of a synonym for a protein, so maybe that should tip me off that there's something more going on there in that way. Right, to crow is to boast. The snake is a boa, as in a boa constrictor, for example. Facing is just a kind of linking word. Extremely smart is saying take the extremes of smart, the S and the T. To parrot is to repeat. On material, okay, so on is re, so I'm writing to you on this matter, re this matter, and the material dug from a bog is peat. That was simpler than I made it. Probably not helped by the fact I'd put the ape in there for parrot. Right, swift, weakest is faintest, that's your definition. Swift is fast, so the F-A-S-T at the end, and then bearing is a containment indicator. I couldn't quite, in my mind, decide if bearing meant it goes on the outside, because bearing is normally kind of, you're bearing a load, it's on top of you. But in this case it is inside, and it's the middle letters of winter without coverage, saying take the W and the R off of winter. And finally we've got poor is penniless. A swan, a female swan is a pen. The river is the Nile. And then we've got finally of S for has and chicks for S, well, two S's from has and chicks, the final letters, gives you that. So there we go. All done, scraping in under 4 minutes. Yeah, thanks for watching.